Yo, this is Deontay the Bronx Bummer Wild, the WBC heavyweight champion of the world. And I'd like to give a big shout out to CJ Goodfellow, Sports TV. Bomb Squad, baby.
All right, man, let's talk about Rick Glazer was on Coach Malachi channel. Shout out to New USA Today, New Media USA Today Boxer. Coach Malachi says that saying that Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence and Dennis Ugas only did 129,000, and he also said that he didn't believe Crawford and Spence can crack 500,000 because they don't have no fan bases. They don't bring that shit up when they do any other pay-per-view. Canelo and Plant ain't do no 800,000 either. Plant ain't had no fan base. Well, Canelo bring one, so can't use that. Wilder Fury didn't have no fan base when they first fought, you know. So, they just no part can't cuss each other out and shit. You know, like somebody cussing somebody out. They in there arguing. My business. But nonetheless, man, yeah, I think they reported that Tank did 275, you know, and it was sub 200,000. It was sub 100,000. It didn't even crack 100,000. Him and Rolly. So, none of that surprised me. Quite frankly, it doesn't. But you know, people say, well, Sean Porter and Errol Spence did what they said, like 300. Really did like 200 or slightly less than 200. So, which was a great fight, by the way. Action packed. I think it was a better fight, kind of more competitive. Spence and Porter. Crawford and Porter, but you know, Crawford and Porter was very competitive. But Errol Spence getting that knockdown kind of separated him for a shot from Sean Porter. I think he underestimated Sean Porter big time. But nonetheless, it don't surprise me. Ugas was virtually unknown. Terrence Crawford probably would have did worse with Ugas. And they was in talks for Ugas to fight Terrence Crawford. You know, Al Heyman had Ugas price himself out, so, you know, and promised him a title shot for, you know, not wanting to work with Terrence Crawford. This was like right before the pandemic, if my memory serves me correctly, like December 2019, November 2019, something like that. So, I mean, he did. He ended up, you know, fighting Mike Dallas after that, ended up getting Abel Ramos, getting upgraded to the Super WBA championship or title of the world, and he ended up getting the Manny Pacquiao shot in an Errol Spence fight. So, you know, Ugas made some good money. And Al Heyman kept his promise. You know? So you can't even get mad at that. He'd have fought Terrence Crawford, probably would never been on Manny Pacquiao. He probably would end up getting Keith. But, you know, that ain't the same thing. So it worked out for Ugas. You can't even get mad at it. It worked out for Ugas. So, I mean, it is what it is. So, but, you know, nonetheless, you know, I'm not surprised. You know, tickets was they have selling tickets for $30, $35, $40, $45. The tickets was dirt cheap. You know, so that don't surprise me none. You know, it's Ugas. You know, Crawford couldn't pull Ugas. Nobody in the welterweight division would have did, you know, 200,000, 300,000, 500,000 Ugas. Nobody. You know, unless you bring back Floyd Mayweather. So, I mean, it don't surprise me none. Would have been smart. They would have put that Pacquiao fight on free TV. That would have grew Ugas' fan base good enough, and they probably would have cracked 200, 300, 350, maybe 400,000. You know, so. But, yeah, I told y'all that pay-per-view didn't do good. I know Tank didn't do over 100,000. Sold a bunch of tickets. But, you know, the validity on ticket sales, you know, some people questioned about Premier Boxing Champions. You know, but yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I told y'all they pulled their numbers. And overall, Errol Spence pay-per-view numbers, on average, was a little bit better than Terrence Crawford. And that's the honest truth. It was a little bit better than Terrence Crawford. So they can't justify 60-40, 80-20, only if they really don't want to fight. But I told y'all they was going to lowball Terrence Crawford because he had no other place to go. He can't move up. It's PBC. And now PBC about to own half the junior welterweight division. So up, down, around, spinning around, all that other shit, it didn't matter. That's business. You know? That's business. You ain't one of us. You ain't signed with us, so why we don't have to take care of you. You know? And that's how business goes. And in boxing, they don't want black fighters. I keep telling y'all that. You know, y'all black fans keep getting divided over stupid shit like this when we just need to support. They fight the best, we should support it. But I keep telling y'all, I keep saying Spence a star. Ain't no goddamn star. If he was a star, this would have been take it or leave it, and he would have moved on to make the same or comparable money with any other welterweight he chose to fight. He needs Terrence Crawford to punch his ticket into stardom, or almost into stardom, or a marquee fight. And the only way you can rate Errol Spence above Terrence Crawford is based on welterweight. But then again, you gotta look at it. Terrence Crawford knocked out everybody there, including a mutual opponent. You know, that's just what you gotta look at. He knocked out a mutual opponent. You know, and some people say behind the scenes that he ain't want to do that to Sean Porter like that, but it is what it is. You know, don't mean that he gonna beat Errol Spence because what he did to Sean Porter. Don't mean that vice versa. But I knew the numbers wasn't good. The ticket sales wasn't good. The shit was terrible. They only did 500,000 more than Tank, and they was in a football arena. Tank in the basketball arena. That joint felt like 15,000, 16 on a good day. And Tank only did 500,000 less in ticket sales. That told you everything you need to know. But it's just, continuing to quote sources who don't have no ties to boxing. It's just regurgitating what, these dudes ain't like really boxing channels, dude. They more for the gossip. But then again, y'all done turned some really good boxing channels into gossip because that's what y'all want to hear. So it's supply and demand. What y'all demand, we got to supply. And some of y'all sit here and try to pledge y'all black of allegiance. Somebody tweeted me about somebody. I'm not going to mention the name. Somebody DM'd me about somebody on Twitter, talking about they do all this praise in the black people and Al Heyman, but always liking and retweeting and talking about how he want a white queen and all that shit. I was rolling, dog. I don't really pay no attention, but it don't surprise me, dude. This fake pro-black movement out here, man, on these boxing streets is just ludicrous. But like I continue to say, that shit don't shock me. It don't shock me one bit. It don't shock me one bit, dude. They be to PBC tell lies. But it's only so long they can fake the funk before they go broke. It's only so long. It's only so long they can fake the funk until they go broke. So you can all say what we want to say about them. But, it's only so long. They credibility been going down, and that's who they report. That's who they reporting sources based off of, and this, that, and the third. So, man, just something to think about for a minute. Well, yeah, wherever I left off in this video, I had to stop. But jeez. But man, we knew that pay-per-view wasn't gonna do good. But him kind of saying that nobody gonna buy Spence and Crawford because they don't have fan bases. That's just nigga talk, and they can go and say that shit all the time. And that's just not just nigga talk. I mean, like, they driving around these fucking retards over in the motherfucking suburbs. I don't give a fuck, man. Y'all like a fucking retard, dude. But nonetheless, man, hate driving in Michigan. These people get their driver's license out of a Cracker Jack box, and that's a fact. But nonetheless, man, that's just stereotypical nigga talk. That's exactly what that is. Where they can't sell, and PBC is the one. PBC is the one pushing that shit. They the one pushing that, but y'all don't never put nothing on that's buy worthy though. Think about that before. Y'all don't put nothing on that's worth buying. So they sit here and tell our black fighters and put minimum promotion. Then you know, if it's gonna be 9 weeks out or 8 weeks out, it's got to be the weekend of the Black Friday and college football rivalry week and Thanksgiving. They just trying to sabotage this fight. They don't want to pay black fighters. And I mean, I'm specifically talking to PBC. They talk about what Bob Arum ain't and what Bob Arum stand for. Al Heyman stand on the same principle. Floyd stand on the same principle. What do? Turn around and fought all Hispanic motherfuckers and didn't give no black person a chance. He fought Shane. You know, he fought Shane because he always wanted to fight Shane. He fought Berto over fucking Camera Girl or whoever the hell it was. Over some pussy. You know, some putty cat. So they can keep saying that there's no more black people spend plenty of money in the economy every year. Because if black people didn't matter, they wouldn't beg us to vote when the election time come up. They wouldn't be begging us to get in there and vote. They wouldn't be begging niggas to get the vaccine. They wouldn't be begging people to do a lot of things if it didn't matter. That's the craziest thing about it, dude. They disrespect the black dollar, but then beg at the same time. How that work? Riddle me that. How does that work? It's crazy. But of course it's gonna sell. You know how many people just talk about this fight randomly? A lot of people just randomly talk about this fight in the barbershops. You hear people want to see this shit. And if Wilder and Fury can get 350,000 people to buy that fight, and people virtually didn't even know the fuck Tyson Fury was, 500,000 people is gonna buy Crawford and Spence, bare minimum. And I mean real live 500,000 people is gonna buy that fight. People don't understand how big that fight is. They just turn around and tell, just because, you know, he fought Sean Porter, and he fought Ugas, and he fought, you know, Mikey Garcia, and it, you know, it didn't do this, and it didn't do that, and it didn't do... Man, at the end of the day, bro, you keep putting bullshit on. Nobody buying bullshit. People want premier fights. That's the one thing they ain't tried yet. Wilder and Joshua, you know what I'm saying? People want premier fights. Spence and Crawford. What y'all got to lose? Y'all losing money regardless. What y'all honestly got to lose? Think about that. What do they honestly have to lose? What do they honestly have to lose? You got nothing to lose. Give the people something that they want. If they don't buy it, then okay, you go back to doing the shit that you was doing. People gonna buy this, I'm telling you. Yeah, they gonna have to talk a little shit and you know, build it up, and they both boring, and you know, perception is both of them boring and not gonna talk no shit. And that's another reason they don't want to make this fight. They want somebody to go out there and show their ass. But my thing is, they wasted money, plenty of money on some other BS. Gave Jamel $10 million when he couldn't even fill up a tennis stadium. Come on. I wouldn't be surprised if this fight didn't really get made at the end of the day. I wouldn't be surprised, dude, because right now, you talking about Thanksgiving, it's like 8 weeks, right? They like 8 or 9 weeks out to the 19th. So they're gonna promote in 8 weeks? 9 weeks? Come on. That's crazy. They sabotaging this fight on purpose. People say, why would they do that? Because they don't want to put black fighters on the pedestal. I'm telling you, they don't want black fighters to participate in boxing. Mark my words, they don't want black people to participate in boxing. I'm telling you, they don't. They do not want black people. They want it to be all They want to do what they basically doing in baseball. Hispanic, the Latino, they want Latin America and white people. And a few Asians sprinkled in there. And that's the sad truth. They ain't got a problem paying for this, that, and the third, but when it comes to something that black people want to say, we don't know. We're not sure. I said, just say you don't want to fight and say everybody at the time. Just say, hey, we ain't even interested. I won't be mad. Oh, we ain't even want, they don't think y'all gonna put the money up. Hey, we ain't interested. Cool. We can move on. But I'm just starting to get a feeling, no insider information. Either we gonna get an announcement real soon or this shit ain't happening. And I'm kind of on the side of this shit ain't happening. I don't know nothing, no special insider. I'm just going off straight a feel for it. It ain't happening this year. If it is gonna happen, it don't feel like it. And if it don't sell, it's because they sabotage their own fucking product. Why would you start promoting? Why would you make this fight in November? You had all this time to make this fight, in the summertime and had this fight ready for prime for the fall. It really should have been in the summertime. You had all this time. All this time, they sabotage. They gonna sabotage their own event to show that black people don't sell. There's some shit Bob Beerman. I told y'all Al and Bob ain't too different. They both making the most money at the end of the day. Y'all not gonna believe me when I say that, but they are. But hey, let me know what you girls and guys think. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance of notification. We go live and drop a video. Financially, you want to support the channel, Cash App, $, CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link in the description. The link tree, find me on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, the whole 9 P.